Hope you're having a good day. This is my small leaf Ficus Benjamin cultivar, probably a too little or a Rianne. Today I'm gonna prune it, I'm gonna wire it, and then I'm just gonna kind of pull it up out of its pot just a little bit, just to check the roots. I may wind up doing nothing. I may prune them just a little bit. This has been this was grown from a cutting, or it is grown from a cutting. It's probably about 2 years old. I do believe the first year I had it in topsoil, and I just let it go unchecked for that first year. And then about a year ago, I put it in this training pot, pretty much bare rooted it. And I've already kind of adjusted it in the training pot a couple times. It might be in that training pot for about 1.5 years now. I'm not really all that sure. It's got a good strong growth spurt going right now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start pruning it here. I'm gonna be cutting it way back. At one point I had that wired down like that was gonna be some kind of a really long first branch there. I think it's just doesn't fit the style of the tree too much. Thought about even chopping it all the way back to the stump, getting a really and then getting a real more pronounced stump there and kind of taking that off. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just cut it back to this growth here. For me, this time of year, 100% chance I'd get this to root, but I've got plenty of these, and I've got some ideas of where some of them will need chops, some like bigger ones, and I can get one 3 times the size, 4 times the size to take, so I'd rather have something a little bit bigger. So I'm going to just toss that. And so then I'll just get this upward growth. And so now, it can be a nice thick first branch. Got that branch coming off right there. I left plenty of space in there for it. And then this one, and that can actually help heal. You guys can see that little scar there under my fingers. Now that I pruned that growth off, you guys can probably see that scar I was talking about a little bit better there. There's another scar there. Wind up pruning a little bit more when I put the wire on here. I'm going to put the wire on here before I make any more decisions. I am starting, this is in a rectangular pot, so, obviously the thought of the front must have been here or here. I'm starting to entertain some better looking fronts like that. It's only going to be 2 wires. I'm going to use a little bit of a heavier wire to get this larger branch here wired with the trunk line. Get some good movement up in there. I am not going to wire these at all. That's just that thicker trunk that I left down there with 2 very small branches on there. I'll let those go. And then wire these 2 together. When I start out here, there are some wire scars on the trunk. So I'm going to try to make sure that I'm going against the grain, if you will, of those. Kind of make either some new grooves or hopefully, catch it before it scars too badly. But in a ficus, that'll be gone in no time. got a lot of dramatic movement here already, so I might as well just continue to take advantage of that. Something like that going on there. And then keeping in mind that however it is I've been thinking of the front and everything is kind of, fluid. Just putting some movement, trying to fill in some negative space over there. And then this side here, just kind of put a couple wiggles in it. This piece was kind of sticking straight up. This one was already flat out there. And then this bottom one here, already had a little bit of movement in it, and just try to accentuate that a little bit. But what I want to do, I want to look. I may try to adjust the angle. I may even prune the roots a little bit, but I want to get a good look. And since this is in good substrate, it's not even, it's not even starting to break down in the least. I'm just trying to save it in here and reuse it. Even if I lose any, I don't really know. I haven't really pulled this up in a while. I'm just going to kind of pull it up and see. All right, so I was expecting it to be quite a bit more root bound, and seeing those kind of carrot-like roots that these Benjaminas get. But it looks to be in good shape. So I'm just going to kind of chopstick it a little bit. All right. You can see, get that nice little root spread on it. Chopstick it around a little bit just to kind of raise it up just enough to kind of see where it's getting some good roots. All right, I have to admit, when I got in the when I pulled this up to kind of look at the roots, I was fully under the impression that this thing had already taken up the pot. The roots really do grow aggressively. I guess it hasn't been in there as long as I thought it was or whatever, but I was able to kind of change the angle just a little bit. Kind of chopstick some substrate up onto the roots some and picked it up out of there a little bit. You can see a little more of the nabari. But now that I have all the branches wired and everything, one day I will make that the front. Doesn't make sense now just to, the way that pot is, or rectangle or whatever, you'd look at it that way or that way. But eventually I'm going to try to, either I have to upsize it or whatever to get this somewhere around in there, the front. But now, kind of get a little bit better look. Add some of the growth that just doesn't make any sense the way I have it wired. All right, and I think that'll be about it for the day. Thanks for watching.